Yeah.
Take one.
Take one. Lettori di Metal.it, oggi ho l'onore di essere con un mio eroe personale che è Mr. Arjen Lucassen dell'universo Ayreon. E we can start.
Of
It's
course.
fair for you.
Of course.
Okay.
Bueno.
Yes.
Bueno.
Perfect. First question. Every 4 years a new Ayreon. Is it planned or is just happens?
No, I never plan anything.
You never plan
I do plan, but I never stick to the plan.
Ah, okay.
So, no, it's pure coincidence, really. But what I do plan is that I will never do 2 Ayreons in a row,
Okay.
because it's too much.
Okay.
You know, after an Ayreon, doing an Ayreon album takes about a year, and gathering all the singers, you know, and writing all the stories and all the lyrics, it takes too much out of me.
Okay.
So after an Ayreon, I'm broke, and then I need another project, you know, to charge me up again.
Okay, sure.
2 projects. Mostly I do 2 projects in between. This time I did the theater equation in between and the Gentle Storm.
Okay.
So yeah, and then I go back to Ayreon.
Okay. I must confess that The Theory of Everything is the album of my honeymoon with my wife.
Oh, whoa!
So I'm very,
that's cool.
I really appreciate that.
Please
album.
give her a good hug for me.
Absolutely.
Did she like it too, or was she just
She likes
was
it.
in love with you, and that's
It's
why
the only prog album I think that she likes.
Oh,
So
whoa!
it's,
I'm
it's very
honored.
important.
Thank you. What's her name?
Cristiana.
Thank you, Cristiana.
Okay. We can
Grazie.
we can move on. And in a few lines, what's the story behind this new chapter of the Ayreon saga?
It is a prequel to the album 01011001, which was the previous Ayreon album before Theory of Everything. And the source refers to the source of mankind. So in this, scientists have often said that life on Earth may have come from the stars, our DNA, amino acids, because the Earth has been hit by billions of asteroids, you know, especially in the beginning. And it could well have been that the DNA was on one of these asteroids. So I kind of play with, I always start with science and then I turn it into fiction.
Okay.
So yeah, in this story I'm saying that life originated in another galaxy, the Andromeda galaxy, on planet Alpha. So in a nutshell, that's the beginning of the story.
The beginning of the story. Perfect. Okay. And a question about the cast. You announced lots of old singers in a sense, James Labrie, Russell Allen, Florian, and all people that already cooperated with you.
Yes.
But also new ones, Tobias Sammet, Tommy Rogers, Michael Erickson.
Yeah.
I know many people asked you before, but how do you choose your singers?
I first come up with the music. First has the music. Then I have lots of little ideas, you know, and then I make a choice. I work on these ideas. Then these ideas inspire me to come up with a story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually that way around. Once I've got the music and the story, then I can start thinking about the singers. Because of course the singers have to fit the music and they have to fit the story. So I have a list of like 100 singers, a wish list that I want to work with, really many, but also big names, you know, like Paul McCartney or whatever, that I will never reach.
I'm not so sure.
I'm not giving up. And then I usually end up with 30 singers that I think are right for the album. And I just get in contact with them and see which ones are available and which ones can do it.
Okay, perfect. And you also usually involve unknown artists in
Yes.
in your albums usually, but not this time.
No.
If I'm right, is there a reason for this? Or?
Kind of a couple of reasons. One, I haven't really heard someone that I really wanted to give attention.
That
Maybe
impressed
it's
you.
that. But I heard a lot of good singers. But this album, I'll be honest with you, The Theory of Everything did not sell as well as the album before. So the line was going down a bit. And there I had a lot of, or some unknown talent like Sarah, you know,
Yes,
who did a
Schablani.
great job. Amazing job she did. and Michael Mills, you know, who was unknown at the time. There were just voices I heard and I wanted to give a chance. But somehow that album didn't sell very well.
Okay.
And with this album I wanted, it's also, it's called The Source, but I also see it as a new beginning.
Okay.
And it's a new record company,
Yes.
and I want to impress them.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
And with this album, it sounds arrogant, but I just wanted the best singers in the world. So there were no rules, not like only singers I've never worked with before, like I did with Theory of Everything and Human Equation. But just, damn it, you know, I want the best singers in the world, and I want very recognizable, distinctive voices on this one. Like Tobias Sammet or Hansi Kusch, you will recognize them always. They have such distinctive voices. So yeah, for this album I was looking for distinctive voices, and unknown talent is not really, it's not really a distinctive voice, obviously.
Okay, perfect. It was a question I did before. Does any singer ever tell you no when you try to contact him?
Of course, yeah.
Lots. Someone you can tell us?
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Well,
I tried.
Well, what happens often is that singers just don't have the time.
Sure.
Or they are on tour, or they just, I would have loved to do it, maybe the next one. Or they just don't know me, you know, and then it's hard to convince
It's
someone.
impossible, they don't know you.
Well,
I
it is
can't
possible.
imagine.
Well, it's very hard for me to get people outside of the prog and the metal realm, you know, because maybe they heard of me, but they don't know my music. And prog and metal are still dirty words, unfortunately, for a lot of people. You know, I have singers like, I got this, and they're interested and they like what I sent them, and then I tell them it's a concept album, and they're like, oh no, we don't like concept albums.
Okay.
End of story.
End of story.
But yeah, it happens with every album. It also happens that I do work with them and it's not good enough, or I can't use it, which is sad, you know. Which of course I wouldn't tell you either.
Okay. No.
So, but yeah, of course it happens, you know. It's always, every singer has their own priorities, and I am not a priority for anyone. You know, I'm just another guy begging them to sing on their album, you know, and they have their band and they have their family and they have their other projects going, you know, so it's never a priority.
Okay.
So that's the bad thing about Ayreon. You always have to bug people. You know, please, can you send me this? Or can you do this? Okay,
I'm available if you
okay.
Remember.
Well, sing something for me.
Okay. No, I usually play keyboards.
Okay,
so,
keyboards. Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, Arjen Lucassen has always meant inside-out music.
Yeah.
You already told us that now you are working with Mascot.
Yes.
Also for the first Guild Machine project, I remember
That's
there
right.
was a Mascot behind it. And how did you get in contact with Mascot?
Actually, Mascot was the very first label that heard Ayreon back in '93.
Okay.
They heard Ayreon and Ed van Zijl, and it was a very small company then. And they loved it, and they said, we love it so much that we don't want it, because we don't have the resources to do this. You know, it's such a big project, and you have to put a lot of money in this, because it's not a mainstream, simple project, you know. You really have to put a lot of promotion in it to make it. So they felt they were not big enough, which was very cool, of course. You know. They just said, no, you better go to a bigger company who has more.
It was the years of Transmission Records.
Well, the first deal I made was with the Japanese JVC.
JVC.
Which gave me a big advance, you know, and that really helped, of course.
Okay.
And but I've always kept in contact with Ed van Zijl from Mascot, and then I did Guild Machine with him, and it was a very pleasant experience.
Okay.
And then I went to them because we did vinyl. We did vinyl for Guild Machine, and they did a great job. They made beautiful vinyl, and they sold it in their own shop, and everything was just perfect. And I got to call with them, and there was this guy doing the socials, and this guy was doing the promotion, and this guy was doing, you know, I spoke to all these people and they were all nice. And then I had a meeting there, and the guy said, what about Ayreon, you know? I said, well, yeah, the contract is over, but I'm going to stay with Inside Out because I'm perfectly happy there. And then they said, yeah, but you should come with us, you know, we're a Dutch label, we live a half an hour from you, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it was very tempting for me. and it took me half a year to make that decision because I'm a loyal guy, you know, and I had no reason to leave Inside Out. They're perfectly fine label, perfectly fine people, but it was just time for something new, and that's the only reason.
Okay, clear. Let's talk about the Ayreon Universe shows.
Yes.
Okay, who had the idea of doing this? Also, the tickets were sold out in, I think, 3 days.
It was in one day.
One day, I don't remember.
Almost 10,000 tickets. I did not expect it. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't take tickets for the show. I'm sorry. Next time, you have to do another Ayreon Universe tour.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, the catalyst was the theater equation, which was a theater play based on the human equation, and that was a huge success. And the biggest reason for me to do this was that I was in the human equation, and I was behind the scenes, and behind the stage, and I was watching the crowd, you know, and I saw all these happy faces and then crying and all these emotions. And it was just, you know, I'm a recluse. I don't see the fans. I don't see people, you know. I mean, this is the first time in a year that I'm outside my house. So
that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah, I came especially for you, you know.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to stay home, but you were coming.
Thank you.
No, it was just I'm completely lost now.
Okay.
I'm lost.
No, you were talking about the fact that you are behind the
right,
scenes.
Yes, yeah. And then I thought, you know, we have to do this as a rock show, not as a theater play. We have to do this in a big rock venue, and 013 holds 3,000 people, and do a best of Ayreon, which is like at least 2 songs of each album.
Yeah. Do you think there will be a DVD, a Blu-ray, something?
Of course, yeah,
okay.
no, I'm sure, yeah.
Okay.
No, we will film 2 of the shows, and there will be 30 cameras, 25 camera people.
Yeah. Everything's planned.
Everything, we already worked on it for a year, and we will work on it for another year to make it perfect.
Fine. Okay. A few days ago, a question that doesn't mean anything with music. NASA has discovered a number of exoplanets,
I heard it, yeah.
very similar to the Earth. And yes,
Fantastic,
what did you feel about it when you knew about the news?
Yeah, I follow it closely, all the NASA stuff, and I watch all the documentaries, and it's also the reason why Planet Y is called Planet Y, because they actually discovered a planet that had water and that had the right distance from the sun, that could sustain life, and it was called Planet Y. So it's always based on scientific facts.
Okay. So you were right, in a sense.
I'm always right.
Oh, sorry.
People will find out. In 2084, sorry guys, it's all over.
It's all over. Okay. I know your album collection is huge. Now a very difficult question. Could you list 3 albums of these last 5-10 years that you think that are unmissable in an album collection of anyone? 3 albums that impressed you very much, but recent albums.
The Source, The Theory of Everything,
okay, and the Human Equation.
01.
Okay, perfect. Next question. Okay. I know it's difficult.
Of the last 5 years is difficult, because the problem is unfortunately it's not possible for me anymore to listen to music as a fan. I've started to listen to music as a musician. You know, I love Dream Theater and I love Nightwish and all these bands, but I cannot listen as a fan anymore. I know too much. I'm too close to the fire.
Okay.
So yeah, man, that's a hard question. So it would probably be albums that people have never heard of. Well, I always like the Devin Townsend stuff. That's always fantastic. That's really
it's unpredictable,
innovative. It's new. It's original. You know, it doesn't remind me of anything else. It's really something new. I know you're not a big fan of his voice, but all Mike Mills stuff, Toe Hider stuff.
I absolutely love Toe Hider. It's simple.
It's very Queen.
Yes.
You know, you like Queen, of
absolutely.
course. And I love that really impresses me, the stuff. And, last week, coincidentally, I heard a band called Les Moulettes, or The Moulette. It's 3 girls, and one plays bassoon,
Okay.
and one plays cello, and it's so good.
It's great.
It's really original, and it's folky, and it has a dark side to it, and great vocals. They all sing together, and that was it's just something I happened to hear.
Okay.
So
It's okay. 2016 has been a very sad year for
Yes.
music lovers for many reasons, and also 2017 has started the best because of John Wetton,
Yes.
for instance.
yeah.
What artist do you miss more?
David Bowie should not have died.
Mm.
He should live forever, you know.
Also because Black Star was an absolutely fantastic
Yeah,
album.
but it hit me the most, because for me he's like this alien being who will never die, and that was like a shock, like holy, that hit me the most, because you know Keith Emerson was not happy, and I noticed it. You know, I met him, and he was not a happy person, and you kind of felt there was something wrong. And John Wetton, of course, we knew that he was ill. He was struggling a long time. Yeah, everything hits you. You know, it's like it's terrible to say this hit me more than that. You know, it seems like someone was not important. I just know that hearing about Bowie was like, whoa,
Shocked.
he's a big part of my youth, and yeah, this undying alien. Who, yeah.
Yeah, I can understand. Last question. Now it's your turn. Please confirm that Metal.it is the best website in Italy.
there's
It's
nothing
very important.
better. Metal.it, you know,
important.
it's it. That's what it says. You know, Metal.it. It is it. There are no other. You know, there's just one.
Arjen told this, so
There's no
It's
doubt
the truth.
about it. Now.
Okay,
I don't
no
even
doubt
have
about
to
it.
tell you, because you already know.
Listen
the
to
whole world
Arjen.
knows. You know.
perfect. Listen to
So-
Arjen, that's important.
That's it.
Okay.
You don't even. You just know it. You know. So.
Ok, so it's over.
Okay.
Cheers to our
Ciao.
fans. A presto.
Ciao.